sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Carolina Panthers. Next on Madden Football.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL. Keeping your eye on.
Special teams. Field position is always a big determiner in a ball game. Who sets their offense up for success the best, that team will win the game.
If you're trying to do something, you gotta lead with the best.
To get us started now, the kicker, Chris Boswell. And off we go from uptown Charlotte. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. So here are the Panthers now for their opening drive. And they will be led out by their second-year quarterback.
We're seeing it more and more in this league, how teams love to have athletes back there taking the snaps, guys who can throw it and move around and get yardage with their legs if needed. He's one of the best examples that we see out there right now. He can throw for hundreds of yards one week and then run for 100+ the next. He adds an extra dimension that really confounds defenses when he puts it all together.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Young wasting no time, right to the air. And his first look is incomplete.
We have to see what kind of looks this defense is going to throw at him as this game moves along, but they're in a zone to start. I do think we'll see plenty of man coverage as we move along, but the first throw of this one, incomplete.
Young's incompletion on 1st down leads to a 2nd and 10. And they'll send the slot in motion left. Young now. He'll get this complete to the rookie first-round pick. And they'll get it out just short of the 45 at the 44. 14 yards, good for a Panther first down.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
A short throw hauled in by Trimble. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds.
That coach is always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting into the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
Thielen going to go in motion right. Looking to throw, Young. That one into the hands of Thielen, complete. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. A good-looking drive so far for the Panthers and a first down here. Heck of a start for him here, Charles, on this opening drive, and they're doing it all through the air. That's 4 snaps and 4 passes so far.
I do think that there's an argument, Brandon, to maybe mix in a running play or two, but the way that these offenses are constructed, you can get that done with swing passes and checkdowns. The way they're throwing it, I keep pressing it downfield.
And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Here now, 2nd and 4. Young to throw it. He'll drop that down to Hubbard, and he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. 9 yards the pickup there, and it's a first down. And they're getting him involved early.
You feel like they saw something on tape, or they just have a sense with him because he's had a good week of practice or something in that area that they want him involved. Just as you said, they want him to touch it either in the running game or the passing game, but they must like the matchups they're getting.
Now Young. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on second down.
And I think this is a route we'll see more of as this game goes on, because with his speed, they want to get him the ball in space on drag routes just like this. They want him to get the ball and run after the catch. Good job there, though, holding him for a short gain.
A give up the middle, Hubbard. And he stopped after a gain of 1. Not enough. Still a yard to go on third down.
Haven't been a defense coordinator yet that thinks 2nd and 2 is a fun situation to try and defend. Playbook is wide open for an offense, partner.
Nice job holding to 1 after that 8-yard pickup on first down. Third down, Young from the gun. And he's going to be taken down, sacked back around the 18-yard line. The corner blitz pays off there as they sack him for a loss of 5.
We always talk about how teams are so competitively matched and you just want to make those plays that give you an advantage. How about right here? The difference between letting them score a touchdown versus holding them to a field goal, that's absolutely huge with the play he just made.
And you know he hated taking the loss there on third down.
For the Panthers field goal, a 35-yard attempt.
This is up and good from Pinheiro. And the Panthers stake claim to a 3-0 lead. No touchdown there, but if that first drive is any indication, looks like they're going to have a pretty good day passing the football.
I would say confidence would have to be pretty high after that first drive, able to throw it almost at will. You're exactly right. They didn't get the touchdown, but 3 points serves as a nice notice about how this offense is going to move.
After the field goal, on to kick it away is Pinheiro. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. So here are the Steelers now to take over for the first time. They'll be led out by the man who proclaims to be from a whole pack of Badgers. Came into the league back in 2012, Russell Wilson.
And similar to his nickname, Russell Wilson has a dangerous mix of skills, the ability to throw from the pocket and extend plays and throw on the run. Not to mention an absolute winner. Usually has his team in the playoffs competing for Super Bowl opportunities.
Our first carry for Najee Harris. Now he's able to break through 1 tackle, but it slowed him down enough that he could only manage getting back to the line of scrimmage.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
2nd and 10. They run again with Harris. And this time he won't even make it back to the line of scrimmage as they stop him in his tracks. It's a loss of a yard, so it's back to 3rd and 10.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Here's 3rd and 10. From the shotgun, Wilson. And off-balance throw there, and it's going to wind up incomplete.
That was their first 3rd down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key 3rd down throws.
Now on 4th down, it's Cameron Johnston on to punt it away. And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10. He's got Sanders on the out route. It's caught. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Second quarter now from Charlotte, and it's the Panthers with the football. Line of scrimmage, the 28 now as they come up on second and a couple. To throw, Young. That is caught by Thielen. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
And another thing that makes a comeback route really effective is that oftentimes after you've made the initial move, receivers breaking away from the defensive back, and that makes it a really tough play to defend. A nice chunk of yardage picked up there.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Straight ahead with Hubbard. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
If you're a coach, you'll absolutely take that run every time on first down because it really sets you up to go in a number of directions here on second.
From just shy of midfield, here's 2nd and 5. And they'll go again here with Hubbard. And he'll get this one across midfield and down into Steeler territory.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
Here now, 3rd and a yard. They'll try and run for this with Hubbard. Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. Not at all what they envisioned on 3rd down, 3 yards in the wrong direction.
I think Cameron Hayward's ability to take on blocks, hold the point of attack, and get upfield serves him very, very well. What a nice play there.
Yeah, he can take on blocks because he's built like a block. Carolina punt team out there led by Johnny Hecker. The back deep for the Steelers is Calvin Austin. And not what he was hoping for there as this will hit in the end zone for a touchback. So Pittsburgh retakes the field for their second offensive possession. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
They'll start on the ground with Harris. And he'll power his way forward for about 4 yards there on the first down carry.
Nice chunk of yards on first down. It really opens up your options for what you want to do on second. You go right back to him and hope he explodes, or sucker the defense in before throwing over the top.
They'll come up 2nd and 6 now from the 24. Harris running straight ahead. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. 7 yards there and a first down.
That's a good, nice, crisp run for a first down. I wonder if the defense might have been loosened up a little bit, maybe anticipating a pass instead of the run that they got.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. From the gun, it's Wilson. A short one there to Freiermuth. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. I know when you got a top tight end like this, you want to get him involved, but when you do, you're hoping for more than that.
You certainly are. You got to try and get him some space where he can make a play downfield, or at least an opportunity for some rack yardage, right? That run after catch.
Play action. It's Wilson. Washington's got him. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. So after 2 first downs, they get another here. 1st and 10 at the 45. Wilson. A short one there to Freiermuth. So the completion good for 7 there, and that will bring up 2nd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion, but I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, You see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a first down. To throw again is Wilson. He'll get this into the hands of Van Jefferson. And he gets it down a yard or two shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. That was play number 7 on this drive, and it got him 7 yards.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route, and what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
And he's going to be touched down, but he's got the first down.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size, can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
To throw is Wilson. That's going to be caught. And in for the Steelers touchdown. Pat Freiermuth, 26 yards. And the Steelers will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half. That could be an important swing right there, a touchdown in the final minute of the half to take the lead.
And I like the point you just made there. Could be an important swing because now that they have the lead, if they can carry that into the locker room at the half, they'll feel really good about what they accomplished in the first 2 quarters.
Chris Boswell now for the extra point. And this is up and good to make it 7-3. So that drive, 80 yards, 9 plays. And it ends with a Pittsburgh touchdown. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Panthers going to go back on offense here late in this first half. And with them trailing, there is still enough time to try to string a few plays together, maybe get into field goal range. Young. And his throw here's incomplete.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make second down, second and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
Young's incompletion on first down leads to a 2nd and 10. They'll set up to throw. Buying time to his left. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down.
Give him a little extra credit there. His head was cool as the play broke down. Didn't force a throw. And in the end, got to show off his athleticism with a nice gain to bring up a new set of downs.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Young will set to throw. Over the middle, complete into the hands of Tremble. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. Now Young.
Looking underneath and finding Hubbard.
The Panthers going to use the second of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime.
Second down and a yard.
Now here's Young. Throw left side on target to Thielen. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. From the left hash, just a 32-yard attempt. The kick by Pinheiro is good. And they'll get it back within a point at 7-6. So yes, they'll still be down going into intermission, but the deficit is now made even smaller, very manageable.
Yeah, and if nothing haywire happens here in his last couple of precious seconds, they will go into the locker room with a nice bounce in their step, having gotten a little bit closer on the scoreboard.
So still time for the kickoff here. 1 second to go in the half as this one is away.
And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25.
Final play of the half. It's Wilson.
And that one incomplete, but now a penalty flag coming in late. That might be PI. So that PI call will give him one more play.
And it'll be an untimed play as well. Now the half will end after this one, unless there's another defensive penalty.
Boswell's kick is good, and that will do it for this first half. So we've reached halftime here with the visiting Steelers out in front. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
This has certainly been a fun one to watch so far. We knew this was going to be a battle, but we have not been disappointed. This is the kind of game that could wind up hinging on which side can play mistake-free football the rest of the way.
Okay, Coach, yeah, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far. So time for the second half as the Steelers have the lead, and they will also be receiving the football here to start the third quarter. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. The Steeler offense ready to get going to begin this third quarter.
We have not seen much on offense here from either side these last few drives. We've hit a wall, so to speak.
And have hit it hard, haven't we? Because the defenses right now, they seem to be a step ahead, don't they? Beating them to the point of attack, beating them to the punch. These offensive guys, they're tinkering like crazy. What's it going to take to get back on track?
Yeah, both sides searching for adjustments. A handoff to Harris to begin the drive. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin too.
Snap will come from the 31 on 2nd and 7.
Out of the gun, here's Wilson.
He finds Pickens over the middle.
So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And now 2 yards to go on 3rd down.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here.
They go play action with Wilson.
Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. It's a gain of 3, and it gets him the first.
Oftentimes we think of those tough yards as grinding yards that a running back has to pick up. How about the tight end there picking up the first down in that situation?
That's what he's there for, right?
Big fella, get it to him, let him fight off some people and pick up the necessary yardage.
Now they fake the jet sweep there and a run instead with Harris. Taken down at the 42.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
Here's 2nd and 7.
They'll run again with Harris. And very little daylight there. He'll get a couple up to the 44. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
This now a 3rd and 4.
Wilson.
Able to find the open man. That's complete.
And all the way down to the 17-yard line. A big play that time for Pittsburgh. And even 40 yards.
They came out with an aggressive mindset to start the 3rd quarter, and I wouldn't be surprised to see them take more of these type of deep shots as this game moves along. They connected there. They expect to connect on more before this one's over.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
Now Wilson.
Austin brings in the quick throw.
And he'll get 7 yards from the 7 to the 10 before he's taken down.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for 2nd down, staying ahead of schedule. Got a man over the middle. It's Williams.
And the Steelers are going to be set up with a 1st and goal coming up as they get him down at the 6-yard line.
Again, Wilson.
And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
To give you an idea of how accurate he's been throwing the football, we're in the 2nd half. That's just his 2nd incompletion.
Well, if he's that locked in, that means everyone's locked in, because to me it's like throwing a no-hitter in baseball. The pitcher may get the credit, a lot of people making plays behind him in the field.
That throw finds Pickens in the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers.
Touchdown, Pittsburgh.
It's a 6-yard touchdown pass.
And the Steelers take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead.
Circle that drive, because that might be one to remember. Well executed to give them a little cushion.
Well, let's take it into the boxing ring. You talk about them commanding it, keeping the fight where they wanted to, whether it was in the center of the ring or putting them on the ropes, because it was jab, jab, jab. And finally, the haymaker to put that drive away.
Extra point now by Boswell. It's good, and now it's an 11-point lead, 17-6. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive.
And it was finished off by a George Pickens touchdown grab.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown.
And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line.
The Panthers offense now, they head back on the field for their first possession of the second half.
They make their second half debut here, and things are looking a little bit tougher now. You give up the points there, Charles, that touchdown drive on the other side. So now it's a two-score game here. Got to be careful.
They certainly do, and I'm just wondering at halftime if those guys just looked into each other's eyes and realized what they've got to get done and come out a little bit more charged up, because if they don't get some kind of points here, that next drive, that could make this a three-possession game.
And that's going to be incomplete.
Yeah, offenses always try to be smart about when they're trying to dial up a screen to the running back, because they understand you can only go to the well so many times in a game without the defense starting to anticipate the call.
2nd and 10 now, third quarter from Charlotte.
The slot man in motion right. Here's Young from the shotgun. That one into the hands of Thielen, complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 11 yards and a Panther first down.
And that's the kind of play this offense needs to maybe kick them into gear a little bit. They've been stuck in neutral much of the game. Perhaps that can give them a little bit of confidence that big plays are out there.
And they'll run on first down with Hubbard.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
And they'll come up 2nd and 7.
Throwing, Young. His throw incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely, just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Looking to throw, Young. Pressure comes, and the Steelers take him down.
T.J. Watt, the all-pro, in there to take him down. I thought there at the end he may have had a chance to release that, but that pocket closed a little too quickly, and down he went.
Yeah, he was certainly trying to do everything he could to extend the life of the play, probably counting in his head 1, 2, and then he ran out of time.
Johnny Hecker in punt formation for the Panthers.
Before they can get the punt away, whistles as we've come to the end of the third quarter of action. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And we're back now in Charlotte. It's the Panthers in possession of the football, but facing a deficit here as we get to the fourth and final quarter of play. It's desperation time. Young on fourth down. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. And the Panthers turned away on fourth down. And the Steelers, they're going to take over an excellent field position. So they really needed points here in a two-score game. Could not come away with anything there on fourth.
And while we know they're a little bit discouraged here, they can't check out of this game. You and I have called a good number of games over the course of our career where we've seen these types of situations. Teams get the ball back, and that miracle does occur. So they can't let that dream go just yet. They have to get stout on defense here.
Yeah, right now really hoping for a turnover. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Now it's Wilson.
Got his man, it's Warren.
And he gets it down a yard or two shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. So the completion good for just 3. And that'll make it 2nd down.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it could turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
A run with Harris out of the shotgun. Oh, good move. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. 7 yards there and a first down.
And this is exactly what you're looking to do offensively. If you can start stringing some runs together like this, you'll keep churning out first downs, and that's going to put you in a great position to carry this one home.
There's Wilson to throw. And his throw is incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time.
Now a 2nd and 10.
On the give, this is Harris. And trying to push forward, but he is going to be stuffed up in the backfield. He'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top running back, those are the ones you focus on and want to take away. And they've done that pretty successfully in this game.
Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down. And the trend continues here in the 4th like it was in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. But bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
Boswell's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further.
So that maybe not a knockout blow, but I suppose certainly every little bit helps when you're trying to salt one away in the 4th.
Well, the possibility of being beaten by 2 late touchdowns or at least sent to overtime does exist, but time, definitely a big factor at this stage of the game, is in their favor.
After the successful field goal try, here's Boswell to send it away.
And he won't quite make it to the 25.
Now onto the field, here come the Panthers. And last time, went for it on 4th, didn't get it. We'll see if they can pick themselves up off the mat and do better this go-around.
Sometimes I have this vision of coaches writing notes to themselves before a game. And sometimes that note says, be aggressive, stay aggressive. Maybe that's what we saw in the last possession.
Yeah, they were very aggressive. This time, will it result in points? We'll find out. In motion left here, Sanders. To throw, Young. And he'll find Thielen on the right side. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. A good start there on this 4th quarter drive. They need more of what we just saw.
Down a couple of scores. There's still time, all right? It's not like they're totally out of it, but they have to score quickly, and they're going to need some big-time plays, chunk plays, explosive plays. They need yardage on each snap.
Eluding the pressure right. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. Give him 7 on the tuck and run, and it'll get him a new set of downs.
As he came to the line of scrimmage, he knew he didn't need much to reset the chain, so when he saw the space he needed, no hesitation. He went to the marker and got his guys a first down.
Young to throw it. He'll find Thielen working the middle. You got the big lead defensively, willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Here comes 2nd down at 5.
Young.
There's a short throw caught by Sanders. And he will get enough for a first down, and that will lead us to the 2-minute warning.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports.
All 3 timeouts remain, but they've got to score quick. It's 1st and 10.
Over the middle into traffic, and that's complete. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Now Young.
And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going to go down.
Alex Highsmith making the nice play and getting the sack.
I remember throughout my career hearing defensive coaches always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. Well, they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed. And pressure coming, and they got him once again.
Alex Highsmith in there to take him down, and the clock will roll.
And twice in a row, the quarterback goes down. This offense needs 2 scores, not giving up 2 sacks.
No choice but to go. Here's 4th down now. Young.
Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and that will force a turnover on downs. So with that, we can just about close the book on this one, Charles.
Yeah, what's the old expression about slim and none? Well, Slim just left town on that
They're
one.
down to none?
Yes, exactly right.
And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And 3 timeouts remaining here defensively, but really not much reason to use them at this point, as this one is all but over.
If they use the timeouts here, it's strictly for show. We got a plane to catch.
They got to have 2 hands on the football here as they run on 1st down.
And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage. Another running situation on the doorstep as they come up 2nd and 10.
He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball.
The Panthers going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go in the game. They'll need to get this to the 38. That's where the 1st down marker is here on 3rd.
Now here's another carry for Harris. And he is going to have a Steeler 1st down. All smiles on that sideline. That should be the one to do it.
And the knee is taken for the Steelers out of the victory formation.
Yeah, it's fun to kneel down in front of your home crowd, but when you go on the road, that band of brothers attitude, right, just us against the world, and get it done, how happy are they?
I remember a coach at a previous stop telling me, you get a win on the road, doesn't matter the opponent, get out of there like you stole something. And they did in this one. So this one in the win column for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the 2nd half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the 2nd quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a 2nd half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the 2nd half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.